Hi and welcome to another Wednesday with Wilna. Today I'm a little under the weather, so if I'm not as excited as usual, this is my excited under the weather voice. So today we're going to make this page, and what I love about it, for the longest time I just wanted to make a bouquet of flowers. So I decided to create cut files, almost like the paint strokes that I did in some of the very first videos that I did on my blog. And I just made these silhouettes of flowers and flourishes, a whole bunch of them, and you can cut them out with the silhouette. And now we're just going to paint them a little with gesso, just a little bit of gesso. And you will see that you paint them and you put them on a non-stick surface, otherwise it will stick. The gesso will stick to the paper and it's hard to get them off. So get a piece of wax paper or plastic that you can, after you painted your pieces with gesso, you just place them there. Another thought here, I'm painting them with gesso just because the paint goes on a little smoother, and then even though this is the Canson watercolor paper that I cut the pieces out of, the pieces stay prettier longer. They don't curl up as much. So I don't really know if it made a very big difference, but in my mind I felt better about it. Right, and now we're going to paint them with acrylic paint. You just need a couple of basic colors. You need a pink, a red. Of course, you can make a pink with white and red, but I love this pink by Liquitex heavy body acrylic paint, because you can mix it in with a little red like you see I did there, and it creates a richer pink. And now we're just going to paint the flowers. Now, the whole goal here is to put some thick impasto paint on this shape. We're not going to be painting details in. You can if you want to, but I always think when I make things, how can I make it the easiest for the people that really just wants to create this look? And this is what I came up with. So you just want to paint your flower with paint, and you'll see later on how I add thicker acrylic paint, and that's what gives the texture and creates the texture of the flower. Another tip here is to have a piece of wax paper ready. Again, the pieces that's painted, just put them on a non-stick surface like wax or plastic, because if you put them on paper to dry, the paint will stick to the paper and it will be very difficult to take them off. So you see, the title of this movie is How to Not Make a Scrapbook Page, and honestly this is really what I want to teach you in this video today, is to not to do what I did. So that's the one thing. I placed it on paper to dry and it stuck to the paper and it was hard to get off, and I messed up a little bit, and I had to throw away a few beautiful pieces of painted flowers. So don't do that. Right, so I'm just going to forward the video. I'm not going to talk you through it, to show you how I painted my pieces of the flower pieces. And like I said, you need a few basic colors of paint. You need a few disposable plastic or paper plates, and then you just want to play with it. You can see I'm adding yellow there, and note the impasto paint. And that's basically what I did. Just paint very plain, very almost mechanical, not as much artistic. And the effect in the end, as you can see on the page on my blog, is so lovely. I just absolutely loved it. I'm also adding lots of white. So I think that's the one other color that you absolutely need to get is white. And I usually have a couple of palettes. I tend to keep the same colors on the same palette. Or sometimes you just squeeze it out of the bottle right on top of the paper. So there's lots of red paint. You can see how thick it is. I'm just going to let it dry just like that. Right, and there you can see the whole process of painting the flowers. You can see how I painted one layer and let it dry, and then I came back and add some more paint because I decided I really want that impasto look. And there's the finished flowers on the side of the screen. And now we're going to start assembling the page, or rather how to not assemble your page. But anyway, so I got this beautiful idea off of Pinterest, an image that I pinned so long ago of blackboard paint and doodles and flowers, and I just decided to go ahead and paint a third of a piece of white paper with blackboard paint. You can't see it here, but that's actually watercolor paper that I'm painting there because it's nice and thick. But in the end, I'm going to tear off that part and just assemble it on another piece of white paper. So it doesn't really matter what kind of paper you use. I just want something smooth. I didn't want a texturized paper because I'm going to write on it as well. So you can see I'm going to make it nice and black. I want it quite dark. Right, and now I just assembled the flowers on top of my blackboard piece to see how I want the setting. And right here I should have just taken a photograph with your iPhone because I loved how the composition is of the flowers here, and the colors and everything just feels right. And in hindsight, I should have just taken a photograph with my phone just to remind myself and then do the assembling very last. But no, I decided to go ahead and adhere some of the flowers to a white piece of paper, thinking that I'll take it off later. It was not as simple as that. Anyway, so what I did is I stuck it down and I tore it apart, and I stuck it down and I tore it apart probably 2 or 3 times. So listen to me, like I said to my girls, listen to mama. Don't make my mistake here. But I'm going to forward it as well. I want to show you everything I did here. This is where I just wish that I took that photo, because now you can see I can't remember. The setting was so perfect when I just started out, and it just didn't want to go back to that original state of beauty. So now I'm just like a puzzle. I'm terrible with puzzles. I would so totally fail Survivor if there's a puzzle. And I'm trying to figure out how was it? Why was it so perfect? And how can't I get it like that? See, and I'm tearing it apart. And anyway, so don't do that. Take that photo, place it, play with it. And then if it's perfect, you take a photograph with your iPhone or your any phone, or your point and shoot. And then you can just rearrange it so easily then afterwards again. You don't have to suffer through it like I did. And even still, it's not perfect. So I don't know why it gave me such a headache. Maybe that's why I'm under the weather. No, it's not the flower's fault. In any way, moving on, there you can start to see what I had in mind. Beautiful cluster of flowers. And now I'm going to take a white gel roller, like you can see the one lying right next to my hand. And I'm going to be journaling on the black background. So I'm just taking a pencil, making marking to make sure that I don't write underneath the flowers. But I'm not going to do my journaling on camera. I'm going to show you how lovely this white jelly roller works. And the real name is Jelly Roller 08 white, and I got it from Michael's. I absolutely love this pen. It works. It's, in my honest opinion, my favorite white pen that I've ever had. It doesn't clog up. I mean, I used this one, I think, with Art Class 1, and I still have it. So that's the thing. On a side note, I do blackboard ideas with blackboards in my art class on 2-piece, the first and the second class. So it's quite fun to work with blackboard paint on your pages. I love the effect of it. Black always gives that pop. That's just perfect. So I'm writing to Jana. She's turning 13 on Saturday, and I just decided to write my heart out to her. Things she should know, that I wanted to know. Maybe she knows it already, but I just wanted to say it anyway. You can draw on your acrylic paint with your jelly roller. I just decided not to go there. I think I have enough techniques shown in this one video. So now I'm just doodling around the edges of the flowers, and then I'm going to do my writing. It's almost like creating a decorative edge to see where I should be writing. Right, and now I'm done. And now for the 4th or 5th time that I'm going to take the flowers apart. So my thinking now is I really want to add gold vellum to behind the flowers. I want it to shine through the flowers. So here I am again, taking it apart with scissors and craft knife and trying not to wreck them in the process. So reason number 100 why you just take that picture and assemble them the very last thing you do. Right, and once that's done, you can see how pretty that idea looks already. So I'm tearing my piece of vellum. This is by my mind's eye. Don't panic, I'm going to save every inch of that I tore off. Promise you that. But it's so pretty. I'm so happy someone brought it back. And now, when I did this, let me say that, I'm like, oh, that's a page. So there's so many ways that you can make this page. I think the flowers is really an exceptional embellishment. And I'm just adhering everything together now with my Tombow and hot glue gun. And I couldn't be more happy. It's really perfect. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw this on my Instagram feed. The past weekend I uploaded some new product to my little shop on iHeartStudio, and these are the cut files that I created. And it's super pretty, very decorative. I just love it. So a couple of weeks ago I recorded a round table paper clipping episode with Noel Heyman and Ollie Edwards, and we were talking about handwriting. And the true story is that I studied architecture for 2 years, and that's where I learned to write the way I do. But that's also where I learned to cut so straight with a craft knife, because we built so many little models, house models, and you had to just wing it with that paper knife. So that's where I learned that. So it was a good 2 years for me. Served me well later in life. Cost my dad a fortune, but yeah, I think he still loves me. So I'm adding my photograph with paper photo corners. Sorry, my dears. Like I said, my brain is not firing on all cylinders this morning. And I'm just adding that, and then my page will be done after I add the title. So the title is a few phrases that I made, and I have a bundle that you can buy them all and you save $1. And I think the white, cutting it out in white, worked lovely because it's already so colorful with the black and the flowers and all the colors, that just the white is so subtle. And that's exactly the theme of my page, and the journaling is to be just you. So I'm just going to add that with a little bit of hot glue. And you can use a craft knife or a pointy thingy to remove all the little pieces, that still stuck in there in the cut file, and they come out quite easily. Just a little strip of hot glue, and I'm just putting them down, and there you go. I'm done with my page. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you again. Bye.